Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, cause I don't know if it's working. Can you hear me? Y'all saying, hey, I said, can you hear me? Okay. I've been sitting over here. I don't know if my sound cut off last time because my wife called me or because my ring at my door went off. I don't know why the sound cut off. And then I kept scrolling. I hit the mic and it wasn't changing. I made sure my volume was turned on. I had to shut off my phone, shut it back on. But when I scroll down, I could change my picture mode. Like I could change that to portrait mode. But then on the other side where it was mic mode, it was turned off. It said it was turned off. And I was clicking, and it wouldn't come on. It wouldn't come on. And then I went on my wife live, same thing on hers. So it's good for me to see because I own a little tech company and my mentor.life is one of our projects. I got it on portrait mode right now though. But my mentor.life, one of our projects, and sometimes we don't really have glitches. But then you see this thing that's worth billions of dollars, be glitching. So it's a good lesson for business owners that no matter what level, you always gonna have problems. You always gonna have stuff you got to fix. But when I was coming on here, because I was working out this morning. I was listening to the music of the culture. And it just reminded me to remind you that you got to watch out for your kids. Now, I'm going to be doing something at the top of the year on my academy, which you'll see it. And it'll kind of be like a kickoff for the top of the year and a virtual seminar to where we really could just get our minds right. But one thing I was thinking about, and I was really looking at and seeing, we in this place, especially with the black race and me being a black man, a lot of times I was talking to one of my mentees and telling him of like where I come from and what I come from. And all right, let me see. Can you hear me now? Am I back live? Okay, I'm back now. Might be it could have been my Wi-Fi, but I do lives all the time on here when I go live, and it don't work. But see, I think with this Instagram, it is kind of, I went on there to see if my mic mode was on and I put it on portrait mode and then it glitched. Now, that's just a good sign now. Just good to see that this multi-billion-dollar site don't really work all the time. It just lets you know you can't get mad when your $10,000 business or your $100,000 business or even your $1 million business have some glitches and some hiccups when even $1 billion companies be glitching. But it can't be the filter because it's made for the filter. But they tell you to put that on there. The portrait mode is for when you want to block out your background. That's why they put it on there. And so if that's causing it to glitch, they need to work on that. Instagram, send me a chat. Call them up there. Instagram, send me a chat. Call them up there. Call them up there. Let me help y'all out and tell y'all a few things. Help you get your business right now. So now listen, you know why all this going on? Because is anybody spiritual in the house? Meaning love the Lord, know the Lord. When the message about to go forth, the devil got to get busy. He said, man, let me get stuff going on. Let me have this going. Let me have that going. Let me have this mic broke because the message about to go. Now, see, let me tell you, it's one thing that I see that's really killing us right now. And to be honest with you, it's our music. And a lot of times we don't realize that. Like, we're not even paying attention that the teenage pregnancy rate, the childhood gangs, these young teens that's killing each other in the street, it's solely coming from our music. Solely coming from our music. And that's what I realized. And you always got to realize is that the influence comes from the media. And the thing about it is, as parents, we're letting music raise our kids. I had an alarm set because I got a call in 1 minute, but I got to miss my call now because the word got to go forth. We're letting YouTube raise our kids. We letting social media raise our kids. And I'm gonna tell you, if your child is under the age of, and to be honest with you, if your child under the age of 18, your child shouldn't have TikTok, your child shouldn't have Instagram, your child shouldn't have YouTube, and they should not have none of that if they're not right in front of you. Now that's on the strict level. Of course, we can't do that. And yeah, we need some help sometimes from YouTube to watch our child. So we let YouTube watch our child. We let, somebody else watch our child, the music. But I was listening today to the boy's song, and he was talking about we slide. And basically just talking about, we go and we kill our enemies. We go and we load up the guns, we get in the cars, and we go take the lives of the people that done offended us, the people that done did something to us, did harm to us. And when I heard that, I remember when I was in the streets, and here I am, I'm coming from an area to where everybody is trying to make it out. Everybody trying to get somewhere. Most of the people still there. And from my city, I only know of probably 1 or 2 people that have made it and become successful, like 6-figure earners from my city. Off the top of my head, for a verified fact, I know 1 person out of my city, and he played the NBA. Oh, NFL. But it's just athletes. Other than that, the 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners are dope boys. And then every single parent is paycheck to paycheck. And that's where I come from. And then so you look and you see your parents overworked. My close friend, I stopped hanging with him when he started smoking because I wanted to be a pro athlete. And because I wanted to be a pro athlete, I didn't want to smoke because I'm like, every puff I take, that's 1 step slower I'm going to get. So in the 9th grade, my friend started smoking. I stopped hanging with him. Guess what? He doing life in prison. We was on the same team. He doing life in prison. And he doing life, but he had 4 other guys with him that they did 10 to 20 years. And they did that for robbery and murder. And my sister boyfriend, that after she got pregnant and she moved out the house at 16, 17, her boyfriend that she was with, he was hitting licks. They offered him 5 years. He didn't take it. He did 15 years, probably did 13 or 14. This right here close to me, my cousin that live around the corner from me, had his dad in the house just like I got my dad in the house. He dropped out of school, moved out of his house at 14, and then he did 20 years in the streets before he changed his life. This right here next to me. And I went to the streets. After football didn't work out for me, or it wasn't going the way I wanted, I ended up in the streets. And let me tell you, when we was in the streets and we were doing what we doing, from the murderers to the robbers and then just to the dope boys, it was the music that was the motivation. And that's why all the music is about that, because that's where those guys come from. But the guys who end up doing the music was never really that guy in the street. Because if you really that guy, then you'll never ever in your life put that on a record. Because you know they'll play that record in the court of law. And you know that'll influence the jury. And you'll get a guilty verdict because of something you said on the record. So the guys who was really that guy, they funded the artist. But they didn't get on the track. And then when they did get on it, they either was ready to go to jail if they're going to say something, or they felt like they got good enough lawyers they'll be able to beat the case. Or they felt like doing 5 years might help them sell even more records. But it's the music that the adversary uses. And as parents, we got to protect the mind of our child, and you got to teach your child what they listening to. And you can't look at it because they say white kids buy more rap music than any other demographic. But what we fail to realize is that most white people don't see black people as equals. Most white people, and no offense to the people that's not like that, but it's the truth of the matter. Most white people don't see black people as equals. So the little white boy listening to the rappers, he think that this is just entertainment. The rapper to the little white boy is Sambo, is blackface with red lips. So he not finna take this from this rapper and say, let me go do this. Now, the black boy who listening to the rapper, this rapper is an icon. This rapper is a role model. So if the rapper say he slide and he go kill his ops, then this 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old black boy, he like, well, if a millionaire doing this, then why am I not doing it? Why can't I go do it? If he willing to risk his life and his freedom and his mansion and his Rolls Royce, then why am I letting the boy who disrespected me, why am I letting him live? I got a whole lot less to lose than this rapper who got millions of dollars, who make tens of millions of dollars a year. If he slide on his ops, then what am I doing? So guess what? That is causing thousands of murders a year. Because I know when I was in the streets, and I just was out there for 5 summers, from 18 to 23. And at 23 years old was my last summer in the streets. And you listen to music. Before you about to do something, you listening to the music. And the rapper giving you the blueprint that his OG, that he saw his OG doing. And he probably did some of it, but not to the highest level, because he had a connect, he had a plug, he had an upline. And so you see that. When I was in the streets, the guys who was the plugs, they didn't rap. They funded the rappers. And then the guys who rap, they did a little bit. But let's say sold the green, but didn't sell the white. They did a little bit. Like maybe did some one time, did a mission a time or two. But it was like, hey, you talented. And listen, have you tried to rap? Have you tried to rap? That is hard. That is hard. Like to rap and sound good and not sound like, the rap and sound good. That is extremely, extremely hard. I ain't talking about your little nursery rhyme and you just bop, 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 bop. No, I'm talking about to really rap. That is hard. Extremely hard to understand the rhythm and the cadence. So what that let me know is low key, these rappers are geniuses. The rappers are extremely smart, extremely talented, extremely gifted. But instead of talking about finding purpose, finding their gift, brag on your mansion, brag on your cars, brag on, whatever, they giving a blueprint to murder. Not realizing and understanding the power because they are insecure. And they're insecure because a lot of them didn't have a father in the home who affirmed them. And even though my father was in, y'all gotta forgive him. Alarm kept going on. Had to silence it. I got to go. I got to shoot a course. I'm shooting this course for the top of the year. Just get your mind right. And so I posted on Instagram, but nobody ever see it on my Instagram stories. I think Instagram be blocking that. But if you on TonyGassonAcademy.com, you go on there and get the cheapest course, and then you'll be on my mailing list. And that way, when I release this New Year's course, help you get your mind right. You'll be ready. I got to shoot it today. And listen to me. These rappers are extremely smart. But what they're going to do is the way they get your daughters is they got the money and they got the jewelry. And that's what your daughter start to want. So here my sister was, and my sister, she know I tell her business for the sake of the kingdom. Here my sister was, her favorite rapper was Lil Wayne. When she seen Lil Wayne come on that TV, she be in tears. Now, God bless his soul. God bless Lil Wayne's soul. And see, the thing about it is, this is why I really can't travel, because I'm telling too much truth. See, a lot of the speakers, they teaming up with the rappers. A lot of speakers and life coaches, they want to be on the rapper album. So the rapper put them on their album on track number 1, track number 4. But then the rest of the album is sending the youth into the streets to kill each other. And the speaker who want to be motivational, who want to be positive, is condoning the message and not realizing that your presence sanctions the environment. That's why I don't align my brand. If what you're doing and if it don't fit with what I'm doing, if your lifestyle don't represent what I'm trying to promote, I can't align my brand. I can't align my brand if your life is not on the same, because then I'm misleading people. I'm confusing people. But see, now the speakers and the teachers want to be cool. They want to get a photo op. I don't want no picture. I want to be pleasing to my maker. And see, this the thing. So I can't even hardly travel and do speaking engagements. And you know why I can't? It's because we're so fragile. Me coming from around shooters, I understand the insecurity that they're operating from. I understand the place of weakness that they're operating from. I understand the fear that they're operating from. So guess what? The devil will possess the heart of a man to try to take my life for speaking truth. When you in that mindset, when you in that lifestyle, somebody winning will make you so angry you want to see them gone. Somebody winning will make you so angry you want to see them gone. They could say one thing that you don't like, and you will use that as an excuse to end their life. That's how we seeing these rappers die. It's not because of like just something they did. It's also because of jealousy. Because we could say, oh, this rapper here, he killed such and such. He killed my cousin. He killed it right here. Well, you let the police live that killed your cousin. So you didn't take the life of that rapper because of something he did. You took the life of that rapper because you jealous of him. You jealous of his money. You jealous of his success. You jealous of his position. So me understanding that, people always say, I retired from speaking in 2020 when the pandemic hit. And people say, Tony, when you don't speak, why you on tour? It's because I tell too much truth. And I come from that. See, it's speakers that say, oh, they was homeless. And it's speakers that got different life stories. But I transitioned out of the streets because I went in the streets. Really, it was like the prodigal son, like God allowing me to go out there to see and to understand the mindset so that when I come out of it, I can understand it. So I don't play with it. And and I don't speak names. People say, why you don't speak names, or who you talking about? And people be trying to guess who I'm talking about. I don't speak names. You know why I don't speak names? Because I know that I kill about mine. I know I've been in a mindset of insecurity and weakness that I would take a life over my name. And I know that a lot of truth that I tell, the people are in the mindset that they'll take a life over their name. And it's a place of weakness. It's a place of insecurity. Because when you operating from strength, you don't care what nobody got to say about you. But see, I know that when you go up against spirits in spiritual warfare, that certain spirits don't understand spiritual warfare, so they retaliate in the physical. But you got to elevate to a certain level to understand spiritual warfare. So everybody can't understand why I do what I do and move the way I move, and why I work alone, and why I don't have staff, and why I don't tour. It's because when you start speaking the truth, you can't be everywhere. You can't announce where you at. You can't announce what you're doing. You can't be showing, because guess what? It's somebody who got that much jealousy in their heart. If I post a seminar, they could show up. Oh, he was talking about my music. He was saying that I'm the reason thousands of kids is getting killed because of the music I make. Y'all got to shut him up because he messing with my money. And they will literally sell themselves that narrative. But see, when I say it on this level, it don't make sense. But ask yourself, what is that boy? What is that boy that's 16 years old that just got killed in your city last week? What did he die for? A card game. What did he die for? An argument. What did he die for? A video game. You see what I'm saying? And so we don't realize the power in this here music, and that's why the adversary use it. And the reason why you say, well, Tony, Asian kids listening to the rap music, why they not killing each other in the street? Because they don't respect black people. They don't see black people. They don't see these rappers as a blueprint. They see the rapper as entertainment. They see the rapper as sambo dancer. Tony, white people ain't killing each other in the street the way black people live. For one, they don't come from slavery in America. And they don't have people that's keeping them in mental slavery. They don't have people at the helm with all the influence and all the power that's keeping them in slavery, in mental slavery. But see, I'm going to tell you, in my industry, as a author, somebody who write books, as a teacher, somebody who share wisdom from life, it ain't many people that do what I do that I could respect, because they want to be cool, because they want a photo op. And it's a lot of them because they never come from nothing in the real sense of understanding how damaging. So if somebody asks me, Tony, let's do this. Hey, listen, I'll help you change your life. I will help you in your life. I will work with you. I work with drug dealers. I work with killers. Literally today, I work with thieves. I don't align my brand, but I help them try to transition. I help them write their book. I help them do an online course. I help them start a company. I'm in the trenches. And a lot of speakers and authors today, they just for the photo op. I'm in the trenches every single week and I never post about it. I'm doing work and I never post about it. It's people who watching this live that I just was working with last week or yesterday, and they don't see it in my story. It's top organizations that I work with over and over and over again and never post about it. And that's what we have to get to, is really getting to a place to where you doing it for the work. And as parents, we got to get to the place that we got to realize that everybody, that the media is working against us, that the music is used to steal, kill, and destroy. That's what the adversary using it for. It ain't for your good. So you let your child listening to all this music before his game. The music saying, I slide. The music saying, I need drugs. How is that getting your child ready for his basketball game? How is that getting your child ready for his football game. That's why when he get a foul call on him, he punching the teammate, the other team in the mouth. That's why he getting texts, because the music that prepared him for the game say he slide. And he ain't got nothing to combat that message. He don't have a message of positivity. And see, as young men, we are, listen, it's not young black girls. It's not young black girls that's in the streets killing each other. The reason why it's young men is because men are raised to only be about money and to focus on money. Men are raised to be about money. And what you have to realize is you have to be able to look and see, what is this message saying to my child? And how is my child going to receive this? And that's what we have to realize. Somebody says music saved my life. God bless you. Music have power. And this looked like a woman, my decision to rap. I'm talking about men right now, because in what you rapping about, hopefully you ain't rapping about popping your coochie. And if you rapping positive, then we ain't talking about you. So stay out the comments and let the work of the Lord get done, and stop trying to make the show about you. Okay, appreciate that. See, I don't like to turn the comments off so y'all could talk, but you know, sometimes you got to turn the comments off, because the devil always finna use somebody to come and try to divert the conversation. Okay, let this be about what it's about. All right, and don't make this about you if this ain't about you. And don't be in here doing no promoting and all that. This right here about the work of the Lord. And so what I'm trying to tell you, this coming from somebody who, when I was in the streets hustling, and I was out there and wasn't supposed to be out there, I was out there because the music was out there. I was out there because that's what the rappers was telling us to do. That's what they were saying, how they made it. That was their transition. So it's like this. If a doctor come to you, to come to your school, a doctor never came to my school. If a doctor come to your school and a doctor say, listen, I took this class, this class, this class, this class. I went to this for undergrad. I went here for med school. I did a fellowship here, and now I'm a doctor. Now you have a blueprint. But if a rapper who make $10 million a year on his music tell you, I kill people and I sold drugs. His undergrad was the streets. His master's degree was in the streets. His PhD is from the streets, and now he a millionaire. So a 16-year-old boy who looks like him is going to see him as a role model, as an icon, and as the way to make it out. So what I want to tell the rappers, if you really talented, share a message of motivation that could reference the streets and be about the streets, but it don't condone it and it don't praise it. And if you're a millionaire and you still killing people and you still selling drugs, you need therapy. Because if you could have money and you still have to operate on the street level to where you got to take lives, that means that you are soft. And that means that you are scared. And that means that you are insecure. So if that's your real life, you have to confront your heart. And what we need more than ever is we need men to be men. It's guys who come to me. And the number one reason right now of relationships failing, and don't nobody want to hear this, the number one reason right now of relationships failing is the greed of men. I'm in the trenches, receiving thousands of messages on love and relationships. And the number one reason is the greed of men. And what I mean by the greed of men is men cannot be with one woman. Men want to cheat. Men want to have other women. And then the woman don't want to be there. And then so often the men come to me from around the world and say, save me. But the men don't want to let go of their ego. They don't want to let go of their pride. They don't want to walk in love. They don't want to lead in love. They don't want to sacrifice. You can't find a person in the world that I'm sleeping with other than my wife. You can't find nobody in the world. And the reason why I say a person is because some men who are husbands are not cheating on their wives with a woman. Some men that got a platform or that's in your community are cheating on their wives with men. So that the reason why I say a person, because the devil will have somebody say, oh, you ain't cheating with a woman, but you must be with a man. Because that's what's happening out here today. A lot of y'all boyfriend have a boyfriend. A lot of y'all husband got a husband. Okay? You got to really look at it. You got to look at it. You got to pay attention to it. And a lot of these guys who tough touching men. It's a lot of men out here who pretending to be straight. And they all the way the other way. And they taking that out of Billy Bob, taking it right out the Dookie shooter, and putting it right in a woman. And the woman keep catching a UTI. The woman keep catching the UTI every month. And she like, what in the world? She getting UTI, she getting yeast infections every month. And she like, what in the world? That's because the thing that you letting get in you is dirty. And it's coming out of something full of bacteria. See, this the real. And see, when you tell this kind of truth right here, it was a guy I worked with. And he turned out to be like that. When I told him about himself, he went all throughout the industry telling lies on me, trying to run my name in the dirt because I knew the truth about him, because I knew how he was moving. And at that moment now, I had to talk to God. And this is why I understand what the rappers and what the people going through, because I had to talk to God because I almost took his life. And the devil was playing on my weakness. He almost was removed from the face of the earth. But I got 2 sons to raise. And so although I done seen that lifestyle, although I done been around that lifestyle and been in that lifestyle, it's all the devil always got that little soul tie on you, that little anchor to where he could pull you back. And it's always something now that can send you out there. It's something that'll make any man take a life. It's something out there. And so but see, what I realized is it comes a time to where somebody got to be telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you why a lot of men don't want to touch on a relationship and why they don't want to post a woman is because that's the one area that most men can't consecrate themselves. I'm going to tell you why a lot of men go to a different religion that is okay with multiple wives, because they can't consecrate themselves and be with one woman, because they don't want to sacrifice and be with one woman. And that's why a lot of marriages can't work, because the man don't want to be with one woman. A woman ain't hard to deal with. A woman ain't hard to get her heart and to heal her heart and to get her to fall in love. That's not hard, because she was created for a man. She was created for a man. So every man got the blueprint to a woman's heart. But the reason why marriage is not working and people want to, these boys, it's a lot of grown boys that want to blame it on women. Oh, women cheating too. Oh, women doing this, women. That's not the majority reason. That's not the main reason. The reason why relationships ain't working is because the man is addicted to pornography, addicted to strippers, or addicted to cheating. I'm here. I'm doing the work. I'm seeing the problems. It's not a single couple that's coming to me and saying we going through a divorce because she want to spend too much money. Every single relationship that's coming to me, 99.9% is because the man won't stop cheating, because the man is a cheater. That's the number one problem. And see, the thing is men don't realize that it's so much peace in faithfulness. It's so much liberty in faithfulness. It's so much freedom in faithfulness. You liberated. Your mind has clarity. Your blessings are ever abounding. I was talking to my wife last night, and I say, I look around sometimes and I see men that they chasing the bag. They chasing the bag. They chasing the bag. I say, baby, I'm busy serving because I want to serve. But a lot of times I'm serving for free. Last week, I was in 3 different cities serving for free. Yesterday, I was in another city serving for free. It's not even connected to my income, but the bag chasing me. And I realize it's because I'm chasing God. I'm not chasing booty. I'm not worried about these women out here. I'm not worried about that. I ain't trying to be flirting. I ain't trying to have no side woman. I ain't trying to do all that. I'm focused on my purpose. How can I make the lives? And let me tell you something. It's so different. It's so different that it's men that I have served, that I have been there for, that I have been a blessing to, that some men will think I'm gay. That's how, you know why they'll think that? Because they've never seen a real man. They don't know that a real man is affirming, that a real man is going to support you. A real man is going to speak life into you. A real man is going to check on you and don't need nothing from you. I work with millionaire men and they're like, Tony, I'll pay you. I said, bro, I'm paid. And I got a plan that when you go broke because of your insecurity, if you don't grow right here, you're going to go broke. I'm still going to be rich because I understand that riches ain't just in money. And so I have to tell, bro, I don't need nothing from you. But we think in our society, we think that means that a man like men, because he could do something and not want nothing in return, because he got so much blessings and he's so abundant. I just did a game at my suite, and in that suite probably cost $12,000 a game. And it just was me, and I had 7 guests. So if it's 8 seats in there, if you do 12,000 divided by 8, that's more than $1,000 a seat. So the 7 seats I gave away, that means I gave away $14,000 now by it. And we live in a society that says if you do that, you gotta want something in return, because we don't understand the blessings and the favor and the abundance of God. We don't understand that. Men don't understand the blessings that you can have nearly effortlessly when it comes to toiling. I don't have to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, because I have character, because I have God, because I'm faithful to my wife. So the work becomes easy. So when you see me busy and you see me traveling, that's because I'm serving my purpose. But it ain't even money connected to it. It ain't no money being made. But God got me. And so this is the thing. We need now more than ever for men to become men. We need men to be real men. We need men to get with one woman. This all 2 girlfriends, 2 wives, 3 wives stuff. That's for the birds. That's weak manhood. That's insecure manhood. Because that woman is a human. So if a man deserves to have all of a woman, then why doesn't a woman deserve to have all of a man? Oh, because I'm a man and I'm a king. And because I'm royal blood king. And because I make the money. I just seen a post of a woman last night made $400,000 in 24 hours selling eyebrows or lashes or something she was selling. Last year I seen the lady who sell the color box make $1 million in 30 years. 30 minutes. So a man don't deserve to sleep with all these women just because you make a little money. Women make money too. But if God made her with a brain and with a heart and with an expiration date, meaning she live and she die, then she no different than you as a man. So if you deserve loyalty, then why don't she deserve loyalty? If you want faithfulness, then why don't she want faithfulness? Now let me tell you, when you get you a man, well, I can't say that. I cannot say that because some of these men will be like, yeah, bring them on in here. I was about to tell you, when your man asks you to bring another woman in the room, ask him to bring another man in the room. But some of these men, yeah, bring them on in here. well, I really ain't like that, but you know what I'm saying? Because I love you, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, you making me do this? Man, you want another man? Why you want another man in here? Man, bring them on in here. Because some of these men, they like that. And so I can't even tell you that. But now if you got you a man who he don't deal with men, but he asking you to deal with other women and to bring other women and to let him have a second girlfriend, a second wife, tell him, let you have you a second boyfriend. Let you have you a second husband. He wants you doing stuff with that woman. Tell him, this straight man, well, yeah, I like this guy on Instagram that I seen. You'll let him do that to you. Put that in you. Ask your straight man that. You know what he's finna do? Punch you in the nose. You know why? Because he's not a man. Because he's insecure. So when a man feels like that he deserves a privilege that a woman can't have, or if a man nasty enough to want some nastiness and he okay being in the nastiness too, that's not a man. That is not a man. I hate to say it. And we have men who don't understand manhood. Let me tell you what manhood is. Manhood is accepting 100% responsibility for your life. But manhood is also giving what you want to receive. Manhood is being fair. Manhood is about sacrifice. Manhood is about being honest and true and trustworthy. Manhood is about integrity. So if you are a man and you want 2 women, 3 women, but you don't want your woman to have 2, 3 men, then if you do want your woman to have 2, 3 men, you're not a man. Because you're giving into lust and you using sex as a drug because you have not addressed your insecurities. You have not addressed your childhood trauma. You have not addressed your pain. So you're using the hearts of other humans to console you. You're using the love and you playing on the insecurity and the weakness and the desperation of other humans to console you for your insecurity, for your sexual confusion, for your pain. See, we need men to be men more than ever. We need the managers of these rappers to talk to your rapper and say, man, you know what? Like, let's talk about the streets or whatever. But let's express how dumb that is. Let's express how weak that is. Let's express that, like, tell me in a song that you felt ugly. You felt ugly. And that you felt unloved by your dad. And that pain that caused you to want to seek a family. And that caused you to want to be a part of something. So you joined the gang or you started the gang. And because you felt like insecure, you the streets made you feel secure. It made you feel good. It made you feel like a man. Like, can you put that in a song? Like, cause boy, hey, you really be riding this beat. Like, boy, you really could get in that thing. Like, get all up in every crevice of that beat. Like, can you put that in a song for me? But the managers, they're not going to tell the rapper that. Because they say that don't sell. But that's what they tell black people. That don't sell. But the white boy could rap about whatever he want to rap about. And do millions of units. It'll sell. If you talented, it'll sell. Like, Adele ain't got to sing about having a different man, being a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday woman, and let her man have a Saturday, Sunday, Monday woman. Adele ain't got to sing about spinning the block. And look how many millions she got. She didn't sing about what she want to sing about. It's mental slavery to believe that we have to belittle ourselves, degrade ourselves, disrespect ourselves, and we got to perpetuate a cycle of violence or ignorance or insecurity or fear in order to make money. And so you got to realize this. And it's something I learned. It's a lie that tell us we got to work like a slave for the rest of our life. In order to have a good living, in order to make money. That's a lie. That's a lie. And so what you got to realize is we being told lies and we believe in the lies and then we hurting ourselves. Because we will tell ourselves, I have to belittle myself. I have to degrade my culture. I have to give this blueprint of trauma, this blueprint of toxicity to be relevant, to make money. That's what we tell ourselves. And we don't want to believe that you could be positive and make money. Like, we don't want to believe that. And guess what? We so trapped. The majority is so trapped in mental slavery that if I tell you that I have a 6-bedroom house, a 5-bedroom house with a pool and a gym and an office, and if I tell you I have a Bentley and a G-Wagon and a Maserati and a Mercedes Sprinter and an Escalade, I would be called a charlatan, a fake guru, taking advantage of women, taking advantage of people, taking advantage. All of that will be, that's how I'll be labeled. If I share that I earn a good living being positive. That's what happens when I have shared in the past. If I share a blessing, if I shower my wife, do you know I think it was my 14-year anniversary. I got my wife, it was in 2020. I got my wife a 2020 G-Wagon. And it's like a matte gold color. You know the influencers, you know the women who sell makeup. You know how many times you see that G-Wagon? When you go on my wife page, you won't see her G-Wagon not one time. And you know why she can't post her G-Wagon? You know why I couldn't post her G-Wagon with the bow on it? Because I would be called a scam artist for living a righteous lifestyle and serving God. I don't ask for donations. I don't take up donations. Every dollar I make, I earn. But if I show me showering my wife, like my wife 35th birthday, I got her a lot of gifts. Do you know it's common to post that almost every woman posts her birthday celebration if she got a husband, or her gifts if she got a husband? My wife did not post hers. And you know why she can't post it? Because of the mental slavery that the masses are in. That so many people will say, oh, your husband a scam artist, or your husband, he just selling lies, or he just, oh, this and that. I'm tired of these pastors. A lot of people call me a pastor. I'm not a pastor. I don't have a church that I take up tithes and offering. I'm not a pastor. I'm an entrepreneur. But a lot of people call me a pastor because I talk about God. And so they think that my money come from donations. And so I can't even celebrate and set a blueprint for other husbands on how to treat your wife, because it'll be put into this box of, oh, you showing off. Oh, you bragging. But a rapper, a comedian can show all their cars, all their jewelry, all their houses, and because their voice is not affecting the bottom line, because their voice is not convicting the heart, because their voice is not challenging you to sacrifice, because their voice is not challenging you to grow, challenging you to live righteous, is nothing seem wrong with all of their opulence and their success. But guess what? The Lord has blessed me with more success than 90%. But I can't even show it and show young men that, hey, you can live positive and earn a living. I was in the streets doing street stuff because I thought that was the only way outside of sports to make good money. But when I started living my purpose and I started putting the wisdom that God would give me onto paper and into videos and into courses, and I started using my gift of ghostwriting and consulting and advising, the Lord blessed me. And I remember a young man, he hired me and he said, Tony, and we was talking and he was like, Tony, you know, I need to see your lifestyle. I said, I can't share it because the message will be lost. Because people, we such in mental slavery that the narrative in the media is that the only way you could be wealthy is if you do something that's damaging to your culture. Do something that has no bearing on life. Be in a lane that is just for entertainment. The narrative in the media is that the only way we could be successful as people of color is to entertain, not educate. And if you educate to be successful, you got to educate on how to make money. You got to educate. You got to teach people how to do stocks. You got to teach people how to. You got to teach people how to do real estate. That's the positive thing. But if you are challenging people to grow, to be faithful to their wife, to stop listening to this toxic music, to evaluate what you watch and what you listen to, oh, you can't be successful. You're a scam artist if you're successful doing that now. You're a charlatan. You're a fake guru. But if you want to put damaging music that's going to confuse the youth and destroy the youth, oh, you can have millions and you get to show it off. And we're going to sit here and be jealous of it. And we're going to aspire to it. And we're going to be jealous of it. And you know, it's influencers that show everything online. And it's average, everyday people that I know that want to have that lifestyle. But the influencers who share and they show the reward They show the prize, they don't show the process. And so now the single mom want to live like this woman who is in the Maldives, and this woman who in Turks and Caicos, and this woman who in this island and that island, but they don't know how she got there. Some of them got there from fraud. Some of them got there from scamming. Some of them got there because they went into a season of grind mode. They cut some friends off. They cut some family members off. They went without money. They got evicted. They lost this. They lost that. And they grind. But we don't see the process. And so when I tell men, it's a lot of time men come to me and they'll see the life I'm living. But a lot of them don't want the process. Because my process too hard. My process meant becoming 100% faithful to my wife. Oh, that's too hard. Oh, no. Oh, now you asking too much. Nah. What? 100% faithful? Oh, that. Hey, God bless you. Now, hey, I respect you. Now, hey, I respect you. But, hey, you asking too much. Nah. My process is not getting drunk. My process is not getting high. My process is not masturbating. My process is not watching pornography. My process is not gambling. My process is not cursing. My process is being the man that I want my son to grow up and be like. So that means I got to sacrifice. My process is I can't listen to adult music. I can't listen to the rappers in my car with my kids. So even though I might like the beat, even though I might could understand the message and I could decipher it, and I want to listen to it while I'm riding, in my car, and my process is I can't listen to crap. I can't listen to mess because it could destroy my kids' mind and their development. So in order for me to be the man that they need, I can't get drunk ever. I've never been drunk in my life. And especially since I've been a father, I've never smoked weed. I sold it, but I never smoked it. You know why? Because I saw people that marijuana was their gateway drug. And they become crackheads, pill heads, all kind of heads from smoking weed. Because they just started out there. Now, I know that ain't going to be everybody's story. But what eventually you do when the one blunt don't do it for you? Then you need 2 blunts. Then you need 3 blunts. Then you need 4 blunts. Then you need 5 blunts. I met a professional athlete one time that smoked 12 blunts a day. That's a sad life to live. When you need to be medicated that much. When you need something to function. The only thing you should need to function is oxygen, water, and food. If you need any kind of substance to function, that's not something for a health issue. I ain't talking about you need a pill because you got a certain rare disease. I ain't talking about that. So don't make it what it's not. We have to get to where we could be men, to where we can sacrifice. And we could get to the place. I bet 5 of my homeboys, and I don't gamble. This ain't like, it's really just me having accountability partners. I say, listen, I'm going to give you $1,000 if by March 8th, my birthday, I don't have me a 6-pack of abs. And I put that out there as accountability. Because for me, that's my one weak area, is eating right. Because I'm comfortable. I'm not training for the NFLs, and I don't have all the knowledge that you get at certain schools about the body and what sugar and this and that does to the body. So in my weakness, that's where I'm trying to grow. But see, this is the thing. As men, we got to want to be good inside and out. We can't just want to have money, but then don't want to have integrity with our woman. We can't just want to have money and then don't want to have a nice body. We can't just want to have a nice body, but then don't want to have integrity with our woman or integrity in our business. So I see men who they took care of their body and they got money, but they cheating on their woman. It's men who done took care of their body and they done took care of their money, but they can't love a woman. It's men who love a woman and then took care of their money, but they let their body go. See, as men, we have to find discipline in every area of life. And we got to continuously be working toward it. And so that's what defines you, because if you can learn how to sacrifice in one area, then you can learn how to sacrifice in every area. And when you learn how to sacrifice in every area, not only are you going to experience long-lasting success, but you're going to experience peace. So at this stage in my life, I don't have to travel all over the place and for money, trying to speak for money, because the sacrifices have paid off. I don't have to work like a slave. I don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning with no headache. I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to bark and brag about how many hours a week I'm working and how much I'm grinding and how I'm not sleeping and how I'm doing. I don't have to do all of that, because the sacrifices paid off. I sacrificed for a season of my life, and those changes were drastic. And those drastic changes brought about drastic results. And that's right there. That's the secret to manhood. Is you got to learn how to sacrifice in every area, and not just for the clout, not just for the praise. You hear what I'm telling you? And this the thing. What much is given, much is required. So we have to be mindful of what we represent. So it's like, I don't get drunk, but if I want to drink a glass of red wine, I'm not going to post that red wine. You know why I'm not going to post that? Because if I can handle one glass of red wine, it might be somebody who follow me that's an alcoholic. And that triggers them. And if they say the person I look up to drink alcohol. So if he drank alcohol, why am I cutting alcohol out of my life? And that's sending them back to alcoholism. So somebody could say, listen, I rap about this because I live this. And this is my life. Okay, but you're a millionaire and you made it out. But that 16-year-old kid that you talking to, that's in the trenches, he about to go take a life for somebody he don't like, because you said you take the lives of people you don't like. And now his mama gonna be in a black dress. And now his life gonna be ended because of your message, because of your example. And to those of you who want to be leaders, to those of you who want to be speakers, to those of you who want to be teachers, you got to be accountable. Because let me tell you, it's a friend group out here. And if you want to do the work of the Lord, you can't get caught up on being friends. You can't get caught up on being in the in crowd. Because I know a pastor that I spoke at his church 3 times. And then he divorced his wife for 12 years with 3 kids to marry another woman. And his wife didn't do nothing to him. I spoke at another pastor church. He divorced his wife to marry a reality TV person who have a show that have nothing to do with, that is the furthest thing from righteousness. And then, so now we have these people who I know, and I met these people, but I see the what they doing. This is what the Lord let me know, Tony. Stop. Don't make friends. Don't try to worry about no in crowd, because you need to be able to speak the truth. You need to be able to call it like an IS is, tell it like an IS is. So listen, every mistake that every man done made, I done made it and more. But the thing is I stopped making the mistakes. You can't be 35 and up and still doing dumb stuff, still doing selfish stuff, still doing irresponsible stuff. So if you want to be a leader, you got to have integrity, and you got to move with integrity. Me and my wife, we had our issues, but guess what? We was in our early 20s. We was in our early 20s. The mistakes I made, the mistakes she made, the people we made mistakes with, the people that we had to deal with, the exes and the nexes and all of this, that the stuff we had to work through, those people had to realize that, hey, that was a mistake. That conversation, that interaction, that was a mistake. I got to go on about my business. So it's one thing, we all gonna fall short of the glory of God. The Bible say that. But you got to get up and you can't wallow in it. But see, I'm gonna tell you what the thing is. A lot of the speakers and the pastors and the teachers want to be famous. Guess what? I do not like social media. I do not want social media. I wish I could sell my Instagram page, but you can't do it. And wife told me not to. I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to be famous. And guess what? The Lord gave me 3.5 million people online without me trying, without me asking for a follow, without me doing any marketing, without me doing anything that the industry teach. So my thing is when you humble yourself, God will exalt you. When you humble yourself and you chase purpose, when you chase purpose, the money will chase you. When you are focused on the work that you call to do, everything else going to be taken care of. When the man in the sky is your boss. But the men today just want to focus on fame and fortune, but not faithfulness. Faithful to God, faithful to your wife, faithful to your calling. They want fame. So this pastor over here, he want to go marry this woman because she the heir to the throne of a mega church. This pastor want to go marry this woman because she's a millionaire. This pastor want to go mess with this woman because she own a big business. This man want to leave his woman to go get with this woman because she a multi-Grammy Award winner. This man want to leave his woman to go get with this woman because she got 5 million followers. This man want this woman because she got X amount of dollars. See, men today have been turned over to a reprobate mind, and all we worried about is fame and fortune instead of worrying about purpose. And I guarantee you can't run from God. God will not be mocked. You can't play with God. And even those of y'all who playing with the other religions. Oh, Christianity too strict. Let me go ahead and be a Muslim. Amdubala Allah. And then cheating on your wife. Sending kids to kill each other in the street with your music. Getting drunk. Threesomes, foursomes. Allah ain't proud of that either. But you think Jesus don't like it? So Allah like that? The Prophet Muhammad like that? No. See, as men, we looking for escapes. We looking for ways out. We looking for shortcuts. We looking for something for our pain, to feel sorry for ourselves. We looking for something. Man, let me eat all this food cause I'm stressed, cause I'm lonely, cause I'm worried. Let me smoke all this weed. Let me pop all these pills. Let me drink all this. Listen, address your pain. Go to therapy. Get coaching. That's why I created my mentor.life. That's why I created my mentor.life, because I can't help everybody one-on-one. But we got 700 other trained professionals that's right there waiting on you. Go get help. Go talk about it. Talk through it. Get it out your system. And listen, I'm going to tell y'all this right here. To every man out there. Every man out there. Work on you. Change your life. And let me tell you this right here. Do not call me if you don't want to grow. Do not call me if you don't want to change. Do not call me if you don't want to sacrifice. Because I'm tired of men calling me to come save their relationship, save their marriage, but they don't want to let their ego go. They don't want to let their pride go. They don't want to heal their heart. They don't really want to change. They just want to bring in an example of a real man because their wife will look at me or their girlfriend will look at me and say, that's a real man. So if you talk to him or you know him, I'm going to be with you. But then they don't really want to change. And then that make me look bad. So listen, unless you want to grow, unless you want to change, don't call me. Because my DM be full of men who have cheated on their woman and now they want their woman back. Listen, I can't get your woman back. And you don't need me to get your woman back. Because your woman don't love me. She might respect me, but your woman don't love me. Your woman love you. She want you to change. She don't want you to go through the motions and fake like you changing. She want you to change. And guess what? She know you. So she know if you've changed because she know your voice. She know your attitude. She know your mindset. She know your mentality. So when your voice changes, when your attitude changes, when your ways change, when you change, she know you've changed. So the change is on you. And to the men who you got a woman and you ain't lost her yet, but you know you ain't doing right, you better change today. You better do right today. Do right today. And get your life right. Hey, I'm late, man. I'm supposed to be at my shooting my course right now. I got to get going. God bless y'all. I'm an hour behind, but the word of the Lord had to go forth. God bless you. We'll talk soon.